Hello. I'm Jack. I'm going to be interviewing today.
Hello, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Hello. So first of all, introduce yourselves and your roles in this film.
My name's John Langridge. I'm the writer and director of Charlie Shaw's Revenge.
My name is Renato Pires. I'm an actor and the producer of the film.
I'm Jessica Mann and I play Forrestal's solicitor.
And I'm James Payton and I play Charlie Shaw, Otto.
Okay. So just before we start, I'm a massive fan of horror. I love this film. This is very awesome. Very scary.
I knew I liked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to stay away from you a bit because I'm still kind of terrified of you.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
just
what you are.
gonna yeah. Alright, cool. Right. So, do you guys have a favourite kill in this film?
We talked about this, didn't we?
Ladies first?
Yes, ladies first.
Absolutely. My favourite kill is Fran, purely because not only do you get the full, which is gruesome, and the crack and the full, I love the shot just after where it cuts to the bird and the bird's wings. I think that's just such a beautiful cut from her wings fall into the bird squawking. Wonderful.
What's yours, John? What's yours?
We were talking about this at the back, weren't we? I think the Mark Benton's kill, that
Yeah.
really works.
Now, there's a story behind that, isn't there? In terms of the kill itself.
Yeah, we shot the stat. We needed to pick up the knife going in. Otherwise, she just looks like she's giving him the world's worst hand job.
Angry John.
So you need that moment. And the stab was a pickup. We didn't stab Mark Benton. He's perfectly fine. But that's obviously a mock body with some. We're just giving away a spoiler. This is a big spoiler, isn't it? And the hand is actually the producer, Justin Hayward's hand. So if you look really closely, she's got a very hairy hand. But yeah, we just to cut away, and we just filled that with blood, and have the blood sort of come out on the knife, and that was a lot of fun.
Mine was actually killing you. Just because that's where the boot came from. And weirdly, it's not in the movie, but when Otto kills Ari in the movie, he actually Otto kissed Ari.
Kissed him goodnight.
He kissed him. He gave him a kiss, which was horrific, and probably too horrific. But I think because it's an almost operatic murder, so I enjoy that one, and it's it's night time.
And fun little aside is that was shot the night that we met.
It was, yeah.
And we just celebrated our 3-year anniversary.
Don't send
Okay. Do you guys have any favourite shots or any sequences from this film?
Yeah, built the log. Really, that just really worked. Right, that really landed.
Yeah, that's my.
Built the log where it goes to the old. So you're kind of imagining she's imagining him, and then he imagines her. If you see what I mean, because he imagines her as a child, and she imagines him as her dad. And the way that we cut that, it really worked. We kind of worked all that out. Because it was quite collaborative. Quite a collaborative setup. And that bit at the end where we just thought, let's just bring your daughter, Aaliyah. Let's bring her in and put her in the coat and just have that. She loved it, didn't she? Obviously, we had to film that bit first because it was a child actor. But yeah, that for me, that really worked.
I think it's quite striking, the end of the film, spoiler. But just that divide between Forrestal and his daughter and the fence. What a beautiful shot to end on, John. Really, really beautiful. Really beautiful.
There's so many beautiful shots of the drone stuff and seeing Knockhatch in its glory. There's some, we were so lucky with the location that it's on screen.
Yeah, I was really. It's what you say there, James. It's really important that you feel sorry for her. I'm sorry for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
you don't. You know, obviously you don't go on a killing spree. Or you know, maybe get some therapy. But
So expensive.
yeah, but the whole thing I wanted. You know, I wanted to kind of mess with the audience who you're supposed to be rooting for.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about this quite a lot. That I see it, you know, sort of from my perspective as a love story between Charlie and Marion, a sort of father-daughter love story. That's how I sort of approached it. That this actually is a sweet story about a father and daughter.
You worked that quite well with Keris. The two of you we did a lot of work on that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we sort of tried to sort of copy mannerisms and make sure that every time that Otto sees her in the movie, that it's actually quite friendly. It just looks slightly horrific.
It was originally written. Because this is again it's a collaborative thing. I'd written it that he was always scary, and then you said no. You said we should make. It's actually really scary if he's actually really friendly, and that because you would be, and that do you see what I mean? That worked a lot better, I think, and that was really
Yeah, as John said, it was an incredibly collaborative experience from the first moment that I went in to do the costume and makeup tests, sort of in the very early days, that we had sort of conversations about where we can go with this character and how we can make it feel something different from an ordinary slasher movie, because this, on the surface level, you may look at the poster and go, well, it's a clown slasher movie, but there's so many more levels to it that we try to put into it that it's not what you think it is. And that's what made me interested in doing it in the first place, that it isn't what you think. It isn't the obvious, here's a bad guy killing people and someone comes and saves the day.
Yeah, definitely. Also, for me, there is a point that I agree with you guys 100%, but Marion had a lot of luggage. She lost everything she had. She had a father. She went from abusive childhood growing up. There's a lot of layers there for Marion to develop, and she still have a father's love there to keep going. I still don't forget what they took from me. So her main goal is take everything they took from me. It's quite relatable sometimes.
As an aside, did you get the Aliens reference?
Yes.
Thank you. That was especially for you. That's my favourite film.
Thank you. Right. So this is a fantastic horror movie. What are your fears? And I want to start with James. What scares you?
I'm pretty scared by the way Liverpool are playing at the moment. I'm not scared, but I'm scared by that. But I'm not scared, but I'm also quite upset that Robot Wars isn't on television anymore.
Tell me about it.
Right?
Tell me about it.
I shouldn't even say that. That is a great show, and I probably should.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic. There are lots of things to be scared of in this world, and they're right behind you.
Love clowns. Clowns are great. Fucking hate spiders. Spiders burn in hell. I have an irrational fear of spiders. I get paralysed around spiders. Can't explain it. Fine with rats, fine with snakes, and other creepy crawlies, spiders. Oh, and the 2019 movie Cats. Terrifying. Terrifying. Awful.
Horrific.
I've seen it 3 times.
My
twice
entire expression
You
was
psycho.
Ian McKellen laps milk. What?
Recreationally, or
in the movie. Think of how movies are made from the very inception to the original, someone sitting down and writing this picture, until the final edit and the final thing has been completed. Think of every decision during that period being the wrong decision. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Cats. horrific, but wonderful.
I really want to see it now.
It's honestly insane.
I really love films that don't work. I think
Absolutely.
as much.
If you haven't seen it, recommendation: get a bottle of wine, get a little bit tipsy, have a watch. It's like a fever dream.
Yeah.
I like Fever Dream. There you go.
Renato, what's your biggest fear?
On the movie.
Oh no, just yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's easy. It's snakes. I can't work around snakes.
Snaky Spider.
It was about on the field. My biggest fear was about make sure no one gets hurt on the stunts, because all these practical effects are performed by actually the actors. There wasn't any stunt doubles once.
Yeah.
And for me, as a producer, I'm just worried, like, please, let me practice all these effects, let me test them myself, make sure they're okay, and make sure you, the performer, are safe and trust me to do that, because I have someone else's lives in my hands right now. And I don't want to be responsible to get someone hurt, so I did make sure that there was practical training, and everyone was feeling safe, visually seeing and practical seeing me doing it before they do. So that was probably my biggest fear, and the budget.
Muddy Putty. Do everybody know what Muddy Putty is?
No.
Okay. The Muddy Putty Caves in America. The guy in the birth canal. You know about this?
No.
Okay, it's a cave system in America which is now permanently closed because the guy was going into this thing called the birth canal, which, like, even if I say it makes me want to throw up, is almost a vertical shaft that is so tight, it's called birth canal, and he got caught in it and trapped half upside down, and 3 hours trying to get him out, and he died there.
Oh.
And they shut the caves, and that became his grave. So really, really, really confined spaces like that. Just reading about that just made me go. And conversely, people who go up really tall towers and change lights at the top of them. Yeah, I got to look at that, and I can't look away, but I have to look at it. Yeah, so really small, tight, confined spaces.
Yeah.
Do you know what would make that birth canal even worse? Spiders.
Yeah, spiders on your face.
Or snake.
Yes.
Or the lack of robot wars.
You there? Yeah. So yeah, that Muddy Putty. Muddy Putty Caves. Google it.
I
You live in you
absolutely
forever.
will not.
They've got diagrams and everything.
Oh, great.
Before we get on to the
We
audience
must slip
questions,
down a shaft from time to time.
before we get into the audience questions, because we've all shared our fears, I feel like I might share mine.
Dude, Jack, what is it?
I want to say this because I've always been told it's a really stupid, irrational fear, but it's Mr. Blobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, here tonight, live, it's... Come on in.
He's scared. He's a scary bloke. Yeah, no. Oh God. I'm not doing the voice, sorry.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I've got a question. For each of you, what was the most sort of enjoyable, fun part of the movie, and what was the most challenging?
Who wants to take that one?
For me, it was that 3 hours of makeup was the most fun. You know, I didn't mind because Kate is a delight, and you know, I just spent a lot of time playing S Club 7 songs. I'm 50, for goodness sake.
You told me you were 39.
Yep, just go with it. Don't Google it. I think the collaboration between all of us, between me and you guys and Keris, was the great thing, because you could turn up with an idea and say, "Can I just show you what I'd like to do?" And you'd get yay or nay, and that's sort of quite refreshing from sort of coming from doing big movies or big TV shows where you do what you do, to sort of having a creative freedom is a delight. The worst thing is very much the lenses in my eyes that you barely register in the movie. So we had multiple lenses. So you have my original hazel, deeply attractive eyes, a little bit green, a little bit brown. Then you have the blue lenses of the clown Otto, and then as he gets even more and more insane, they go from red until finally they're sort of black as night. They were absolutely the worst thing to be putting, because they're hard lenses, and I'm putting them in my face, in my eyes, myself. That was absolutely the worst thing. And meeting Chester, that was the best thing.
You be careful. I think the location was pretty incredible, just being inside that circus tent, being surrounded by, as someone who can't do circus skills, being surrounded by such incredibly talented actors / circus performers was pretty mind-blowing. So that was such an incredible highlight. I want to say for like the toughest thing is probably the night shoots, but at the same time, I think anyone who works in film production can say, like, when you're really passionate about something, you don't really care that it's a night shoot. But it was grueling. We were there, you know, from I was there barely, but you know, late at night till 5, 6 in the morning, doing a full-on night shoot in the rain and cold. I did 2 days. So like, I got the long straw.
Very strong.
That's a metaphor. I'm an actor. I don't do metaphors. Yeah, that was tough. The 2 days I did, but as a passionate person in film, you kind of love it as well, I guess.
Yeah, that's why the reality of working at night is horrific, but there's also this sort of wonderfully romantic idea of working at night, shooting a picture.
I think what's horrific about
it.
I think what's horrific about it is when you have to get home. That's probably
that was harsh.
Yeah. After such a long day.
Yeah.
Should we tell the story of you falling asleep?
Well, for me, yeah, because
That's hilarious.
I always loved the location, and I always wanted to have the circus and the park in a sense day one when the project was in development. But for me, the enjoyable thing is all the cast and crew, because it was really one of a kind experience. And like James and Jess are saying so well, we're true believers in collaboration, and everyone have a voice and equality and respect everyone, and have always the same amount of females as males, and be honest the way we work. So for me, it was always about enjoyable. I never had problem with my cast. You know, it was very easy to work, and I loved it. The scene there was of the clown, the Kissy wasn't part of the scene, but this is true because it's a nice energy, a nice ambience. We feel like we can do things off script. We're not going to have the first AD or the director to tell you off to get off scene. You know, you have the freedom to just try, and if it works, great. Use
Yeah,
it.
it's play, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite literally the
You know,
word
if it
is
doesn't
play.
work, doesn't work. So absolutely, for me, the challenging was to do sometimes 12, 14 hours, and then try to do all the things for the next day. And what I was probably doing 16, 18 hours. And once I actually fell asleep outside, and these guys left.
We saw his
And it's
car.
quite scary alone when there's no one there and you will help. And
We all drove off. We saw his car and we thought, maybe he's gone with someone else. But he was round the back on a picnic bench, fast asleep, in the rain.
that's how tired I was.
Yeah.
And I was so scared.
Where is everyone?
I'm gonna die.
Charlie Shore he is.
Yeah, Charles Shaw.
I was going to say, that sounds like one of the best kills, like, that's how it's going to happen.
Best thing, echoing what James said, it was an absolute delight. The actors coming in and going, I worked out this, I worked out that. Because as a director, you never want to direct an actor to come to you and go, what do you want me to do? You really want an actor to come in with ideas. You know, as we say about acting, turn up on time, know your lines and have an idea. Could be wrong, it could be right, but it's an absolute delight when they go, I've worked out this bit of business. There's a couple of actors who've worked out a bit of business and a bit of something, and then you've at least got something to go, maybe too much, maybe bring that back, maybe don't get the tongue in, don't know. But genuinely, it's a delight to see people, because I wrote it as well, so to see them respond to the script and take it into places that you don't think, that's really good. And I think as a director, you see how other people work, but for me it's important that you don't have to be dictatorial, it is your job to create a space where people can play, to create a space where everybody feels, oh, I've got this idea, and create a safe space for play, I suppose is the best way.
Yeah.
And no one's mentioned the worst thing about this film. It rained
Oh, my goodness.
every single day.
You couldn't tell, was it?
It literally rained every single shooting day.
Darcy, the fire,
Yeah.
you got 30 minutes to get all that set done.
Yeah.
The fire,
Yeah.
campfire.
Not all. Sometimes all night it rained, and sometimes all day, and sometimes it just rained for a bit. But it rained. We shot for 25 days. It rained every single day, and then when we wrapped, it didn't rain for the next. Not once. I remember getting to the end of the 25. I think going, please rain now that we're not shooting. Glorious sunshine for 25 days. We had the bit with the last shot, the very last shot we got of the entire film was the foot kicking the bottle of paraffin, and that was your foot
Gazebo.
under a gazebo in the driving rain, literally pointing down. Literally in a piece of grass somewhere. It wasn't obviously down where that was. It was just a piece of. We mopped up the light, and then the heavens opened, and we
Put
were
carry
standing there.
trousers, get carry
Yeah,
shoes.
just shoot a kick, and then it was just like, well, that's just a wrap. Then let's just run for cover. But yeah, every single day it rained.
Do you know what that was though, John? That was Charlie Shaw's curse.
That's the curse of Charlie Shaw. Charlie Shaw's Revenge.
That's the third movie in the.
The third movie in the we got obviously
Curse of Charlie Shaw sounds
The
pretty
Curse of Charlie Shaw. We are talking about sequels, obviously, but yeah, can't keep a good countdown. But yeah, the rain. Everybody. Yeah, the nights. There's that weird place you go to at about 3 or 4 in the morning where everything's just gets a bit. And then that with rain.
What would you say is something that you guys learnt about yourselves while making this movie? Not about filmmaking, more about yourselves.
Should I go? I've got an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
I just very nearly didn't. So the context of this is that I worked very closely with Justin Hayward's wife. Every actor has a good day job, so in my day job I worked closely with her, and they invited me on set, and I very nearly said no because social anxiety. And at the very last minute, I just, said to myself, you need to say yes to things. How monumental that moment was to changing my life in such a profound way, and meeting so many people, coming to Romford, meeting James, meeting John, meeting Renato, and so many wonderful people. It just really taught me that you say yes, just go. Fuck social anxiety, I guess. Woo!
Weirdly, it taught me the opposite, which is once you've met someone on a job and then they slide into your DMs, just say no. No, that's not true. I'm delighted. I think if this sort of picture taught me anything, it's to trust the collaborative process, and that people, and make sure you're working with people who are creative, who are interested and interesting, who have ideas, who want to make something more than the sum of its parts. And I consider myself incredibly fortunate that I was able to be a part of this particular picture. So yeah, trust your instincts. Take a chance, because what's the worst that can happen? You can fall in love
Oh, wow.
with Renato. No.
Okay, so for me, the biggest lesson I've learned is you can't control everything.
And spend somebody else's money.
Yeah, exactly. That was a big one for me as well. I try to be meticulous with money and locations at times, and it is England.
Yeah.
You can't control the weather. So as much as you plan, there are things you can't control, and it's okay. you know, because I think what I've learned is make sure you have a very good cast. Because if you have a good cast, they got your back, then everything is possible, you know. They know what they're doing. That's what you pay them. But if they're nice, they're gonna make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, be very selective with the team that you work. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, that. What I said earlier about letting go and letting people play. That because I'm a little bit of a control freak because I'm a director and we like that. We have to be. But yeah, I as the process went on, I became more collaborative. Till the end, we were working out that last sequence. We shot that sequence a lot.
Yeah.
And just got the whole thing, and that for me was what I said about create a space where people can play. I learned that on this shoot because it's.
I sorry to interrupt, John. Yes, because if we all, as the humans and the creatives, feel comfortable and we're happy with the people we work, then we relax. And we relax, we play.
Yeah, work with friends.
We play, it becomes better.
Yeah.
And if you feel restricted to have fun, if you feel restricted to do our job, then we feel tight.
Yeah. Needs to be open.
And we need to be open. So for me, that was a big lesson. And I love when I make mistakes. I have no problem when I make mistakes because I learned a lot from them.
Is that why you didn't kiss me back?
I was scared.
Let it go, James. Let it go.
But you
My
correct me if
biggest
I'm wrong,
nemesis.
you also learned how to do, you sort of tested yourself in terms of practical lighting effects as well, didn't you?
Yes.
Sort of latterly, well, I'll let you tell the story, but, John learned how to light a scene during this picture.
That's the other thing about teaching yourself. Trusting yourself, I suppose. Yeah. Trusting yourself to experiment. Because obviously we had a lot of B-roll to shoot. Stuff which we didn't get because of rain. So what happened is that you end up with a full crew and then you shoot loads of it and then you realise because it's rained and you've been rained off, the whole scene with the stabbing in the side of the head, that only was 5 minutes of screen time. That took 6 hours to shoot because it kept raining. And it was a wooden structure, and the rain just kept coming through like that. So I learnt a lot. We obviously learnt a lot on Nathan, our DP. But then there was we got pickups to do. We got small amounts and hands and things to do. So it's kind of going into that whole how lighting works and everything. And it was a real education. Just be open. What's he saying, Ted Lasso? Be curious, not judgmental. Just keep being curious. Having everybody teach you something, and that was a big lesson, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions?
Just like a random question, to be honest. Because you said that obviously the weather can be a pain in the neck at times, and it rains a lot. did the storm somehow struck the location of the shooting or not? It's a kind of a silly question, to be honest.
A storm.
Yeah.
On my last film, I had a storm. I actually had a storm. I think I might be a rain god because I just literally go action, rain. But it was kind of like just drizzle. It just drizzled. It couldn't make up its mind what it wanted to do. It just. And we'd have the app open, and you've got the Met Office, and you see the clouds closer and closer and closer and darker and darker, and you're like, you've got 10 minutes.
And if you think about it, it's 65 acres theme park, and we have to put all the signs. So for production team, we're looking at 100 people in the park operating staff-wise to set up that operations in the park on a daily basis, and the cleaners, and then they finish. And then Lars and the team have to come and set up. And it does all their work. And it's raining. Let's wait, guys. You have 10 minutes. What? We've been here all day to film what? And then send an actor home because we cannot film today. Yeah. We still get paid, but that's not nice.
That was a bit of we should say, actually, it was a working theme park. So we didn't shut the place. We had to wait. Even the shots during the day that look like they're during the day, they're actually just after the park's shut. So the park would be shut, the cleaners would come in, then we would just like, we'd arrive in the central square in loads of trucks, set up, get ready to shoot. You had those small sections during the day. You had about 3 hours of daylight, and then everything else is night. And then if rain comes in the middle of that,
Hold on.
yeah,
Yeah, just shoot between raindrops.
shoot between rain. It was like all these different things, and then of course we went, I know, children and animals. So just throw them in as well. So there were some days where we got like a minute's worth of usable footage.
Yeah, there was at least a day or so that we couldn't film with all the actors. They've been on the call sheet, and we're like, I am so sorry, guys. You've been here for the 10
And
hours.
days which sing away from the rain.
Not even got you to do like the first line on the script.
But that's why it's so important as an actor to be actually really generous and really understanding of those situations. I mean, I don't understand any actors that have an attitude to that kind of situation, that this is our job. So that's why it's so important to choose your team, really positive, collaborative people that can take that on.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's the reality of the job.
let's give a round of applause for the cast.